as were the anchors, as Heidel 3:34.78, Bulliskul a new U.S. national record 3:35.17. What a race at Franklin Field. All right, it's the boys distance medley relay on the oval right now. The Championship of America competition.
And one scratch here is Ridgefield. They were considered one of the favorites in the DMR, but they are not going to be fielding a DMR team here out there today. So new favorites kind of come in front of the pack now. We have to look at Christian Brothers Academy of New Jersey. I think they immediately come to mind. Great group of guys, and they have a lot of heavy hitters in their lineup.
Now I know, Corey, in the women's collegiate distance medley relay, we just saw an apocalyptic run by the ladies from Harvard, broke the national record, which stood for 36 years by 13 seconds. Can we get anywhere close to the 9:57.77 Penn Relays record with this high school boys DMR?
I think that will take a Herculean effort, I think, to make that happen. But that being said, I believe in Christian Brothers Academy and who they have in that lineup. These guys had a tremendous cross-country season. Joe Barrett is a superstar who just committed to college. And I think what it will take is each leg within this DMR to really keep the race honest.
And again, the first leg, 1,200 meters. If you are not accustomed to the order and configuration, then 400, 800, 1,600. They run a total of 4,000 meters. This is the high school boys distance medley Championship of America, presented by Grace Foods in honor of Edwin Zerowin.
So right now that is CBA right out in front, followed by Calvert Hall in the mix in that top four, and Ridgefield and Westfield is also in the mix there. Those are the teams that we expected to be in the mix all the way through here.
All right, coming down to start-finish for the second time. 800 meters will be in the books, and a very quick opening tempo at 2:03, 2:04.
Yeah, I think what we just said, CBA is keeping this pace honest, and they really want to take the race out, get anyone who would have been lurking somewhere in the mix out of the picture right off the bat.
And there is some daylight between those front three teams and then the next chase group of three, with Christian Brothers again from the Garden State of New Jersey in the lead, down into the shadows on the back straightaway, as Westfield from New Jersey in the #2 spot, and looming on the outside, that is Pencrest from the Keystone State.
Yeah, Valkowski did a great job breaking away from the field with a good surge here after 800 meters. Now he's only he has to fend off Westfield, who's now making the move on the outside as we head into the turn in the first handoff.
They are running for home. The 1,200 leg about to be completed. Christian Brothers from New Jersey battling with Westfield, also from the Garden State, and now the traffic jam through the zone. The great two images of our leading teams, and fighting your way through that exchange zone can be extremely harrowing.
And it's an important, seconds for every team in that zone. You can lose seconds, you can gain seconds on another team. So really good job from these two leaders who are still battling right now, neck and neck, to get out there.
And these are the speed merchants, the 400-meter runners, as Westfield puts himself into the #1 spot early in this distance medley relay.
So just behind them, maybe 40 meters back, Pencrest, and then there's Satterton in that chase pack, trying to stick with, maybe or keeping contact a little bit with those leaders.
Another exchange zone coming right up, this time not as condensed as it was before, but still need to get the baton passed, as Westfield, great progress. The half-milers are now on the oval.
Yeah, and measuring each other over maybe the first 100 meters, winding up toward the end. I think this becomes a game of strategy between these two teams from New Jersey.
And I know the weather conditions right now, Corey, are just about perfect. 60 degrees on a Friday afternoon, as Westfield has CBA right behind them. They are the shadow, as Pencrest a distant third at this point, but closing in.
Still in third. Westfield and CBA stride for stride.
If you're Pencrest, stuck in the middle here, what's going through your head, I think? How do you kind of get back in the picture here with the leaders? I mean, what do you got to do?
Well, thankfully, since it's only an 800 leg, you really don't have too much time to think. Right now, you're halfway through. You're going to go, all right, we need to press the pace a little bit and try to close the gap, get my miler a chance in this race.
And we know in a high school race, any great miler in the anchor position can grab back that time lost. I mean, you just have to give them a chance.
And we see the rest of the field behind Pencrest also making some moves forward, cutting that gap. But there is Westfield and CBA, Pencrest in third, Lower Marion in the number 4 spot right now. And then we see Souderton moving to the outside and Calvert Hall.
Yeah, I don't think it's over yet for some of these teams. I think there is, the possibilities are still open as they try to slim the margin here going into that final handoff. It's what you do here in the last 50 meters that's really going to matter.
Connor Clifford scheduled to be on the stick for Christian Brothers, and he gives his team about a 12 to 15 meter edge, 5:49 with a metric mile to go.
And that is actually Joe Barrett, the junior from CBA, taking the final handoff here. He's run 4:15 for 1,600 meters, but such a bright talent in this sport.
And so a 155 carry for Christian Brothers, and also Pencrest in the number 3 spot got a 155 from their number 3 runner. So we see the gap down the back straightaway from first to second. It again, Christian Brothers Academy, Westfield, then Pencrest, 1, 2, 3 as they have been for most of this race.
Yeah, and it's stretched out pretty far across the field here. I think if you're in those little limbo zones, you just have to turn the gears just a little bit, make some progress. Every 10 meters, make a little bit of progress.
Now, Corey, at the beginning, I mentioned that Penn Relays record by Hopewell Valley of Pennington, New Jersey, back in 2018, a 9:57. We were at 5:49 through 2,400, so a 4:08 anchor. Is that possible?
It absolutely is possible with someone like Joe Barrett. I think, coming here with this team, there is an objective not only to win, but to chase after those times and to go under 10 minutes. I mean, that's the objective for this team.
So Christian Brothers with Westfield looming, and right now they are sort of in a level by themselves as they have separated 1-2 from the rest of the field by at least 35 meters, maybe a little more.
Yeah, Avery Keith is a Princeton commit senior. He's run 4:16 for the mile this year and 1:58 for 800 meters. He does have some speed, but as the race winds down, you really need to manage it effectively at this point.
And they're coming up to the 800-meter split for these 4-lap runners.
And I think that gap is closing just slightly, Phil. I think it is closing on Barrett.
And about a 2:05 opening 800 for these milers.
61 and 64.
And maybe that is a little conservative, but honestly, that's 4:10 pace for Joe Barrett, so he's keeping it honest.
So CBA and Westfield have opened up an even wider gap on a large pack now. Look at that group back in the 3rd through 12th positions. It looked like 9 teams battling out for the number 3 spot.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2, and then basically it's the fight for 3rd right now.
And they're going all the way out into lane 3 in that group, the big chase pack, trying to run down Joe Barrett and Avery Keith, the number 1 and 2 anchors for CBA and Westfield.
I actually saw CBA out here last night during distance night. They were out here for the 10Ks, taking Penn Relays in, and that's what it's all about as a team, experiencing this together. Now, with 1 lap to go, they have a chance to win their own wheel.
So it'll take a 60-second final lap to gain history and a new record at the Penn Relays. But yeah, Will and I were talking about the teaching moments that can occur with high school athletes sitting here and watching and taking in the collegiate athletes performing on this big stage.
So much just by watching. You soak in everything. And now you have someone like Joe Barrett.
And here comes Avery Keith. I think his turnover is a little livelier right now.
He is definitely being more aggressive. He's pressing to try to make up that margin on Barrett. But Barrett looks really, really smooth and poised.
And he did look over his inside shoulder and realize just how close Avery Keith from Westfield was.
Joe Barrett, CBA.
Here comes Barrett here in the final turn from CBA, the up-and-comer star of track and field, Joe Barrett of CBA.
And they're at 9:50 on the clock. CBA, Christian Brothers Academy from New Jersey, is going to be victorious in the high school boys distance medley championship of America. Just outside of 10 minutes, and he's a happy camper.
Oh, he looks excited, Phil. Fist pumping, giving hugs to his teammates. They just missed out on breaking 10 minutes, or 10:01 officially for them, by Westfield in 10:03.
A 4:12.3 anchor for Joe Barrett, and equally as fine of a run, Avery Keith, a 4:12.6. So anything surprised you about how the race played out?
I think the way that it started out really dictated how it would finish. Valkowski had to set the tone early on to give them confidence in that middle 400, 800. And then Joe Barrett finished off when he got the opportunity.
All right, Olivia has the winning team from Christian Brothers Academy of New Jersey.
All right, CBA, you guys are the champions here. Joe, you did an amazing job anchoring this relay. What was just the thoughts that you had as you're watching your team get out there and compete?
You know, it just made me really want to run fast. Saw them going out, giving it their all, you know. We are so excited to come here. We knew we could win this year. We had some great competition, but I mean, I just went after seeing them. I was like, I got to win this for our team. For all the kids back home that are watching this, you know, I just was so excited. I just went out there and gave all I got after them. So happy with that race. You know, I don't think we could ask for anything more.
Do you have a special shout out for the people at home?
Yeah, follow Road 2. And I love you guys, even though you're not here, but it's fine. Do it for you.
And how does it feel to just be able to bring home a Penn Relays wheel?
Oh my God, amazing. I mean, we've only done this 3 times before. This is the 4th one. For me, it makes it even more special. We got second last year in the DMR against Rocky, and we couldn't get second again. That's not in the playbook. So, you know, we're just going out here, we run for first, and that's what we got. So, it is what it is. We're happy.
Second last year, winners this year. Gentlemen, back to you.